Hello. I'm so excited to hang out with you today. Cheers to our mocktails.
I'm Julia.
I'm Amy, and this is Women, Worth, and Weddings.
Today we have a sparkling peach drink with thyme.
It's yummy. I like it. It's good. It's a mocktail, so no alcohol.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. I dig it. Today we're talking about styled shoots.
So what is a styled shoot? Explain that.
So why wedding vendors would do a styled shoot is for content. It's to be able to get their ideal clientele. Sometimes you have like a certain clients that you're currently getting and you want to break out of that area and move to maybe a more like luxury, kind of like showcase the style that you like to do. And so that's why you would do a styled shoot. And so you can get pictures of that, be able to post it, put it on your website, and kind of draw in the right clientele.
Yeah.
And so typically they are put together by a planner or a photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're kind of going to go over how to properly put together a styled shoot.
Yeah. All right. So, I mean, we have heard horror stories from...
We have. And I think like the biggest horror story we found, or like the biggest feedback that we've had is, wow, you actually put together what your vision board is.
Yeah.
And apparently a lot of people will fail to put together what they have promised to other vendors.
It's really easy to take pictures and say that you're going to create this. It's a whole nother thing to actually create what you said that you're going to create.
Yeah. And so if you are just starting to figure out what vibe you want to do for your styled shoot, make sure what you include in that vision board is what you can actually make happen. You have to remind yourself you are going to be putting money into this. So make sure that it's something that is feasible.
Yeah. Especially with florals and things like that. You may have to purchase the flowers and those type of things. And flowers are expensive. And so
rentals are expensive.
Rentals are expensive. And so don't do some huge elaborate mood board and then, don't make them expect that they're coming to the Ritz-Carlton and they show up to like Motel
Economy
6.
Inn.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, we've heard crazy stories of they get one mood board, they pay to be a part of this, or they opt to take their time is money, to go to this, and then it's something completely different.
Yeah.
So just as you're putting together a styled shoot, make sure that you are giving and showing what you can actually give.
Yeah. So what are you what are you kind of seeing as far as styled shoot go? Like what is the ideal, like where do you start, I guess?
You start as finding a location and a vibe.
Yeah.
Know what you want to do, and sometimes that falls into place when you find the venue. Finding a location is huge. You could do a shoot where it's just a couple going around town, traveling around somewhere that you want to find more clients in. Like you could take them to, a different state, a different country, just have a couple and maybe a bouquet and a dress and like get some photos in that kind of way. Or you could have a venue where you have a whole tablescape and you have multiple vendors and it becomes like this huge event.
It's an actual event. Yeah.
You are hosting an event. So if you have this grand idea in your head of all the things that you want to showcase and what you want to do, you have to find all the vendors. Yeah. And so you really are planning an event.
Yeah. So let's go through like the steps of putting together a style shoot. So if you're a wedding vendor and you're like, I really want to get like content, I want to do like a style shoot at a venue. I want it to be like, I have the money to invest in it. Where would they start? Like, so you said that you find the venue.
A venue and photographers. We typically find at least 3 photographers. You don't want to do too much unless you're doing a massive multiple spots kind of styled shoot. If it's just like a very simplistic styled shoot, 3 max is usually good. Different styles. And then, so you have venue, photographers, rentals,
models,
florals, and then kind of just like if you want to do a cake or anything extra.
Like we are, then we have a DJ there because it's fun and it sets the mood.
And we also have catering there sometimes. We're a little extra.
We're bougie, but
yeah. Okay, so Make sure you show a mood board that is realistic. Promise what you can actually give. And vendors that are essential is, like we said, venue, photographers, models, florals. If you want to do a tablescape, rentals.
Yes.
If you want to do a cake cutting moment for pictures, cake.
And so where are vendors having to spend money when they're wanting to do a...
Typically, you can sometimes get discounts on rentals, but flowers are flowers. You're not going to get a discount on flowers. You're not going to get a discount on models. Typically, you might find a hair and makeup that is willing to give their time to be in this unique styled shoot. But models is a no for discounts. Florals is a no. And you're going to have to usually pay something for rentals.
Mm-hmm.
It may be discounted, but you're going to have to pay something.
Yeah. So what is the average spend when you do a photo shoot?
It really just depends on what you're trying to put together. Depends on how elaborate it is.
Yeah. And you do charge your photographers to be a part of it typically, and that offsets some of the cost.
But I will say you should only charge if you have experience behind styled shoots. If your time in this is like knowledgeable and you know what you're doing, if this is your first styled shoot, you're just wanting everyone for free and you're wanting to just like make this happen.
Yeah. Because, I mean, you're going to probably spend between $600 to $1,200, depending on how elaborate that you're making it.
Yeah. And at this point, we do have people who pay for us to do this for them. And that money, what it goes toward, it's not really going in pocket. It's making sure that we can give them exactly what we showed them. Yeah. And it's making sure that we can even provide food. Yeah. And they can provide drinks after champagne toast. So we kind of like know that money is not going to us necessarily. Yeah, it's going to make sure that this experience is worth everyone's while.
Yeah. You're not going to make money on doing a photo shoot. You are going to reinvest that money into the photo shoot. We like to do like a little vendor thing afterwards, and so that goes into that as well. But it is a commitment, and it is an event. So
it is. It's a lot of work, and I think that's why so many people have this grand idea, but then end up underperforming because they didn't realize how much goes into a styled shoot.
Yeah, it is really hard work.
And a wedding dress, it's one of those things that you might get for free, but you might also have to pitch in, especially for the tux. The tux and suit, you typically have to pay for. It really just depends on who you're working with, but you're going to pay out of pocket for some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, once you build your portfolio and you can show some of the styled shoots that you've done in the past and it looks legit and people are like using it as content, then it's easier to get people to do things for you just so that they can get the pictures from it.
Yeah.
Because you want to use quality photographers as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it really is something for vendors that are new in the industry to look out for. There's tons of different Facebook groups that you can join on styled shoots, reaching out to venues, see if they are interested in one or have one coming up. Like really just trying to network with vendors and get yourself out there. And styled shoots is a huge way to, bring in the type of people that you want to have as clients.
Yeah. The best way to build your business in any kind of industry that you like in the wedding industry is through networking and growing your tribe and making sure that you are, connecting with people, doing things for people. Don't always think that, what's in it for me, like, make sure that you're giving 100%. And style shoot's a great way to do that. You're presenting something, inviting people in so they can get really great content.
Yeah. And also styled shoots are good if you're having like a little dry rut on inspiration and you're kind of just like needing to have a like very artistic moment. Putting together a styled shoot will allow you to, be an artist, kind of expand and try some new things.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I mean, it's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun, and we've had great success, and we've met some amazing vendors through styled shoots, so it's definitely something that is worthwhile if you can invest in it.
Yeah, so we've done some amazing styled shoots of our own. We recently did one at Douglas Ellington. It's been a couple months now, but that's probably one of our best ones that we've had yet. Yeah. Douglas Ellington, Asheville is such a beautiful wedding venue. We had such an amazing group of people together that day. Like, it was just really good energy. It was
The
a really good
energy
trip.
was good. So let's run through like what that day looked like. So
Mm-hmm.
I got the privilege of staying a night at Douglas Ellington. They have this like little cottage, and so I got to stay in the cottage, which was a dream and so lovely. And we get to stay there next week.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So I was actually one of the models. I had never. So my husband and I, backstory, 2020, we kind of like eloped because of COVID. And so I had actually never put on a wedding dress before. And so my husband and I were models, and we actually got a couple photos, like in a wedding dress and tux.
Very sweet.
And my best friend was another model for a different dress. And so we were the models. So we showed up early, had hair and makeup done. And I actually have a list of vendors involved. Let's see.
Let's give them a shout out.
So it was like a kind of like a garden vibe. It was very intimate. The tablescape was very like, you would almost expect like the food to be on the table, family style. It was very organic. Neutrals and earthy colors. We had terracotta pots of plants, and it was just a very beautiful styled shoot. It was so much fun. So we had some amazing vendors. Megan Kelly did the wedding dresses. So I have a whole list. So venue, Douglas Ellington. Planning and design was Julie Events. Photography was, we had 2 Sheilas. So we'll include all these vendors in the list below. And then we have Thin Space Productions. Megan Kelly, like I said, did the dress. Makeup was Blue Waves Bridal. And hair was Just Winged Artistry. Suit we had from, oh my gosh, I'm going to mispronounce it because you know me.
Mingling Tux.
Mingling Tux was another vendor. Okay. Florals, Radiant Bliss. So rentals was actually donated by Curated Events Charlotte, which is amazing. They actually are the sole rental company for Douglas Ellington after that.
Yeah.
And so she was looking for a rental company to partner with, and I was able to connect them. So that's amazing. Table linens was from Nuage Designs. I'm sorry again because you know me, I mispronounce everything. DJ, of course, was Travis, FMG Events. I would expect nothing less. And it was just such an amazing day. You were actually a model.
I was.
You learned the hard way that baby's breath is
part of the sumac family, which means I was covered in a rash the next day.
She had a full-length baby's breath dress.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I mean, it was awful, but I lived and learned, and that rash will never let me. I had to get medicine. Remember?
Yeah.
Oh God, it's awful.
So yeah, that was so much fun. Definitely one that we'll always remember. What came out of that styled shoot was obviously couples at that venue, couples in Asheville, and Douglas Ellington made new relationships with vendors. And we all kind of made new relationships. Like Anna from Thin Space, we worked with multiple times. And
she's actually the reason why we got to do our
premiere party for The Bachelor. Yeah, so it's just so important to do styled shoots and make connections.
Yeah, and really bring people together that you know are going to have that like energy, because and some of it is just like fate, and some of it is very strategic, but everybody worked so well together. It was such a lovely time. We got to spend time together afterwards, and we have done business with all of these people since then.
Yeah, and Sheila M. Raz. Oh my gosh, guys. You should just not let me read things. Okay. And one of the Sheilas, it was her birthday. And so we got to have champagne toast. And, I told her when she, signed our styled shoe contract, like, oh my gosh, she told me it was her birthday that day. And I was like, well, we're going to have to celebrate with some champagne. So, it's just really good to meet new people.
It was good. And that goes to like the final kind of thing is make sure that you do have contracts in place with everybody that's involved in your styled shoot, and not just expect them to show up and do what they're supposed to do. You need to put contracts in place, because in order for your styled shoot to go well, everybody needs to be there.
It's also important to have a timeline for your styled shoot.
Yeah.
You need to have a timeline, tell them what's going to happen at this point of like the 3 couple hours, whatever, that they're there. You don't want to put everything together and then just disappear. Be like, figure it out.
Yeah.
You want to be like, okay, guys, so this time we're going to be taking pictures of the couple by the water. This time is tablescape. This time is model number 2. this time is pictures of the venue itself. Like, you want to have a good timeline. Another huge complaint is the people just disappearing and not doing any of the work.
Yeah.
Because then the photographers have to do all the work.
Yeah, and they're not there to run the show. They're there to get content. So.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Love it.
And that's the style shoot too.
Yep. Exciting. Well, guys, we hope that you learned a lot from this episode, and we will see you next time with all our foolishness and nonsense. And if you have any questions, make sure you ask us in the comments below, and we will see you next time.
Yep, and I'm sorry for always mispronouncing things. Cheers.
Sorry, we love it. Let's go.